Nice Guy, the Woman Collector. Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some of the recent r/NiceGuy stories posted on Reddit. Nice Guy, the Woman Collector. I just wanted to share a peculiar story about a nice guy I was interested in when I was the wild age of 18. For simplicity's sake, I'll give him a nickname. Neve is the nice guy. I don't have much dialogue for this story, so I apologize. I met Neve at a Job Corps, which is just a poor man's trade school. Government-funded schooling for 16 to 24-year-olds that not only teaches you a trade, but also can help you get a GED, driver's license, etc. Now, one problem should be apparent, but that's for another story, and possibly another subreddit. Our story is about Neve, a rather plump, but well-groomed nice guy, into anime and video games, and helping ladies when and where he can. I personally really like Bigger Bois, myself, and I also like anime and games and such, so I felt we had a lot in common. At the time of meeting Neve, I already had someone I liked, so I wasn't looking for much. Eventually my crush crashed and burned, and in my heartbroken state, I turned to Nevada before I get anything about how I should go looking for love after every failed crush, or horrible rebounding tendencies, I must repeat. I was 18, and I was, and still can be, pretty stupid with my emotions and decisions. I started developing a crush on Neve, who was at least 3 or 4 years older than I was. I wasn't used to actually going after people I was interested in, but this was the first time I attempted to. While playing some MMO Neve had suggested, we started to do some basic flirting, and over email a few weeks later, I asked him out. He declined, saying he'd rather we get to know each other better as well as being closer together after I'd eventually graduate from Job Corps. I had a problem with it, because I didn't see a problem with dating long distance for a while. Turns out, he had a collection of women he was interested in, and was hoping that one of the more attractive women would change her mind and start dating him. This is the last time I spoke with him, as I had to drive him off from a friend of mine later. I also catfished him, and he made the same advances on my catfish account as to my real account. Note, I didn't create the account to catfish him or anyone. Specifically, I created the account so I could play Facebook games with myself, i.e. send help requests, ask for more items, etc. He just began hitting on my second account, and just went with it until I forgot that account's login information. This was probably a very boring post, but it's one of the only played through nice guy experience I've had myself. I do have the story of driving him away from my friend, which I could also post, but most of my nice guy experiences end shortly after they began, and rather uneventful. I do also have a nice guy pedo story from when I was 15, of someone who was a friend of my eldest sibling, if that interests anyone. I wouldn't hurt you, I'm a nice guy. So I have an art account on Instagram. A few years back I asked my followers about their religion, which prompted one guy to try and convert me. We had fruitful conversations. One day he confesses that he has fallen in love with me. I told him no the fuck he hasn't. He still hasn't left me alone. This is where the fun begins. A few months back he started aggressively researching my past and who I am, eventually finding out my real name through a band I belong to. Since then he has dropped anonymous messages and talked to me with his main account and told me some personal things about me, like my full name, the friends I have and the kinds of clothes I wear. You know, like a total creep. Here's where the nice guy kicks in, after I called him a cunt for digging through my past and trying to make me scared by revealing personal information he told me. I'm a nice guy, you know you can trust me. I'm just trying to show you how dangerous it is for a pretty girl on the internet. You really should be more careful. If this information was in the hands of someone not as nice as me, you would be screwed. He's also told me that he admires the way Muslim women dress, referring to burqas and niqabs, saying that me wearing shorts and tank tops isn't appropriate and that I'll attract the wrong kind of guys. He has since always reminded me that he loves me and that I deserve to be loved and shit like that. He also told me that I should post my face more and act more feminine to boost the engagement on my art account because that's how social media works. The most atrocious thing he does is criticize my alcohol consumption. He constantly tells me that my risk of brain damage and cancer increases by 20% with every drink and that guys don't like drunks. He sent me some bullshit statistic from America, am not American, that said that women are more likely to be raped when they're drunk and told me to look out for my male friends. Apparently, according to him, all my guy friends are there just to use me because guys and girls can't be just friends, there's always love involved. After I told him to fuck off, he told me that I wouldn't have to worry about being raped if I just stopped drinking and hung around with good people like him. Whenever I call him out on his fucking stupid behavior, he just combats it with "I'm a nice guy, I would never hurt a lady, and why are you being so mean to me? I'm a gentleman who's trying to save you from hellfire." One extra funny take he's made is, "I cannot be a cunt because God won't let me be a bad person. He made me in his image and hence why I am unable to do bad things." These talking points are the reason I classify him as a nice guy. Sorry if the formatting is weird and the text is confusing, I've drunk a bit and the guy just won't leave me alone, so I wanted to rant somewhere. And yes, I have blocked him, but he just keeps coming back. Currently I'm just ignoring his messages. Nice guy gets rejected several times, still wonders why he can't get ladies? I really don't want to seem salty about anything because I am the girl that got rejected, but I wasn't friend-zoned or politely rejected. No. He embarrassed me and hurt me. I used to have a guy friend who always complained about girls and how he couldn't get a girlfriend. He said stuff like, "They will take the chocolate, but they won't take you, and most girls just want to go on a date for the free stuff," and for some reason, I started to crush on him. He was really nerdy and funny, and at the time I was really into nerds. I kinda wanted to prove to him that not all girls are that way. I wrote him a love letter where I basically said that I liked him and we didn't have to date or whatever, and that we could text over the summer or something. He laughed in my face and threw the note aside and said, "Hey, girl pal of mine and his, looks like Op likes you." The girl glared at him and told him that was the meanest thing she ever heard. I told her previously I was telling him I liked him. Thinking back, I wonder if he liked her, but he didn't have a chance because she was already in a relationship with another guy and she really seemed to love him. I started to cry. I couldn't believe he would be so mean. I wouldn't have minded if he had just privately told me he wasn't interested, but he embarrassed me and hurt me badly. My teacher allowed me and my partner to do work in another room, and I saw the girl from earlier, basically drag the guy who rejected me into the room. I heard her telling him that he should apologize for being so rude and that he should have been nicer. He refused and I didn't talk to him for the rest of the year. That wasn't the end. Next year there was a guy who harassed me a lot, and the guy who rejected me told him about what happened, which only fueled the harassment. Now next to the part where he got rejected a lot. The year afterwards he asked around 5 girls to a dance, every single one rejected him. The 2 that I remember is the first girl he asked, who replied with a "fuck no," and for the next girl he made a big sign and confessed to her in front of the class. She cried and rejected him because of how badly he embarrassed her. Something tells me he still wonders why no girl will date him. My friends tell me that I didn't dodge a bullet, but that I dodged a nuclear bomb when he rejected me. Oh, I also forgot to mention when he lied about this girl cheating on her boyfriend because she was talking to another guy about a school project. Then again, communicating with another male is probably cheating to him. The girl yelled at him and cried, and he just laughed at her and said I was just saying what I saw. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.